Let's see. Jamie? Hi. Thank you
Hey.
very much. Let's see. Hope you're all doing well. This is a very challenging week, and we've survived a whole week. So I'm very pleased to know that we've come to Friday. Yesterday was a much welcomed oasis, I must say. Thank you to all of you who have tried so valiantly to keep doing your job, to keep supporting the students in their learning and supporting each other in that endeavor. So thank you. It is not anything we've done before, any of us. And I can't thank you enough for continuing to be so courageous and so dedicated. We'll try to do the same thing we've done before, which is give us a chance to make some announcements, generally from those of the admin who can be online. A couple of people are off on their own unit meetings with other folks in the system, their colleagues in the system. So I know Noeao is currently engaged in the meeting with the chief student affairs officers, and I believe Brian is meeting with vice chancellors, I believe. Okay, a couple of announcements. So first of all, some clarity. There is still conversation going on about the online leave reporting. Who has to do it, who doesn't have to do it, what does it all mean? So I understand that there will be some guidance from system HR sometime today, and I apologize, I can't make it definitive. I've heard different things from different people. So for now, I was asked just to hold off on making any pronouncements about the online leave system, the COVID-19 / work from home. So I apologize for not being more clear. What I can say clearly is that instructional faculty don't need to do these forms, the requests for approval and the work plans. That I know for sure. The other stuff, it's still not absolutely settled. Okay, so that's one clarity thing. And I do want to acknowledge our faculty and staff on neighbor islands. This Zoom stuff allows you to be part of everything that happens on the campus, and for that I'm very grateful. And I've not acknowledged you yet, so thanks to the neighbor island folks for coming to these Zoom meetings. There will be an announcement to students making emergency funds available to them. We will be given an allocation from the system. Right now it's based on student population, and it will be prorated. And I'm not exactly sure of the amount that we're going to get, but Noeao folks are going to be setting up a process for accepting applications and making decisions about awarding emergency funds to students. I believe that the Faculty Senate and Vice President Lacroix were going to be discussing the grading options. There are still some conversations about whether or not we can do change options to credit, no credit, if the class doesn't have that option already. So there's still that still conversation is still going on. We will be registering students for fall and summer on April 6th. We are going to be getting messaging out to the students so that they are aware of that, but there is no plans at this moment to delay that. What we do know has changed, as I said before, is the withdrawal deadline is April 30, and the request to change the grading option is also April 30. There is some conversations also with the union, with UPA, about the 100% online summer. And so what we've said is we're encouraging everybody as much as possible to put courses online for summer 1 in particular, and possibly summer 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot answer that phone. There's also some conversation, I believe, with the union about lecturer self-assessment timeline. It is by policy, the deadline is April 1st for lecturer self-assessment, and there is some conversation going on now about making a change to that, but there is no decision as to what that final deadline might be. Okay, more. We've been asked to remind supervisors that they do need to check in with their folks on a regular basis. So please be aware that if you are supervising staff, that you should be checking in with them on a regular basis. Zoom meetings would be fine. Okay, for library, there will be BLT computers and printers will be moved to the library, and new media arts, I think it's like 3 computers for BLT and 3 computers for new media arts will be moved to the library by Monday. And so students who need access to those specialized software programs will have access to them in the library. Again, we are trying to consolidate folks into similar spaces to reduce the amount of sanitizing and cleaning that we have to do. That goes for your guys' offices too. So I've said over these last few days, I am encouraging all those faculty and staff who can work from home to do that, to comply with the governor's order to stay at home, work from home. If you cannot do your job from home for whatever reason, you do have access to your office. If you have an office, you have access to your workspace. Again, we are trying to promote social distancing. Optimizing social distancing means don't go out of your house. And we are hoping to mitigate the spread of the virus. There is still, I understand, some conversations about proctoring, online proctoring. I understand that that is still an ongoing conversation, and we may have some new information by the end of today. Again, we encourage all faculty who are teaching to find alternate methodologies, alternate strategies for assessing students in ways other than proctored tests. Let's see, what else? I think that's all I have on my list. Maria, anything? What, Maria?
Sorry. Well, I have emailed the chairs to find out what they think about extending the deadline for lecture assessment. Seems like a lot of them want to extend it over to the summer, but I think we might have to do it before the end of the spring semester, which is what the systems office is asking for, to be the last day to do it, the last, to be the deadline. So I'm still waiting for all the others to chime in and see what they think about it.
Okay, thanks, Maria. Any of the deans want to come in? Nava'a, I thought I saw you there.
This is Lisa. I had a question. I'm working with Noeau. Shepard had a couple of really good questions, wanting to know about students who had already paid their graduation fee and wondering how that related to the ceremony. And Noeau's response is that that graduation fee is separate from walking and commencement. They would need to pay that whether they walked or not. The second question was that some of the students had been using subsidized student bus tickets, which will expire at the end of the semester. And now they want to know how can they get those extended for those deferred experiences to complete their degree. And he's got to check on that.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's the most challenging part of all of this is every day we didn't consider something about what the impact is on students. So yeah, those are good questions. When the answers come, we should make sure to share them with everyone so that if students have questions, those who work most closely with them can respond.
Yep. I think Noeau's got it on his list.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. No, and Nava'a?
I'm good. I was just thinking of the folks who are on the graduation committee. I know there have been quite a few students who are, just wondering, can't we do something for graduation? And I was thinking, oh, maybe we should get together and figure out what can be done online or just something for them. That's it.
Yeah, I think we've certainly informed the students that we will have a postponed graduation, but if there was like some giant way to do something online to recognize them, that probably would be a good idea. Anyone else need to chime in?
Louise,
Yes, Carol.
wanted to let you know that the UHCC Deans and Directors of Continuing Education, we are trying to get a meeting scheduled for this coming Friday, the 3rd of April, to talk about bringing up a number of different hybrid and online programs for continuing ed for the summer and for the fall. Just as credit was caught off guard, so is continuing ed. So there are some courses that are already developed, and then some other courses that we're hoping to purchase, and there will be a range of different classes. Plus, we'll be talking about different revenue share models.
Okay, thanks, Carol. Okay, let's open it up to questions from the field. Calvin already asked the question about a travel letter. So just today, the administration was talking about that, and we have a draft. So if you need a letter that says that you are approved to work on site at your workplace, please do ask your program administrator, your dean, or your vice chancellor. We understand that there have been some arrests, and we don't know if the law enforcement folks are going to be flagging people down who are in their cars asking, what are you doing on the road? The governor says stay home. So we do have a draft of a letter, so email your program administrator and we can get that to you. Susan J. put up something too for decision tree for putting your stuff online. Thank you. Good question. Letters for students who come to campus for internet. That might be a little bit of a challenge since it's very difficult for faculty to know who those students are. Probably easier. Good question, Robin. I'm not sure. Anybody got answers on that? What would we do for students who need to come to campus?
I have one student that's been coming to campus, and I didn't know about it till one of the faculty in our nursing meeting brought it to my attention, because my understanding was one of our requirements is that the student have internet at their home. So he's been coming to campus, and we had lecture today, and I thought, well, you look awfully familiar. You look like you're at campus. And sure enough, he had been, so I'm fearful, that he might be, stopped. And so I didn't, when you were talking about letters, I just thought about him. So.
Okay. Well, I see there's a couple of things that have been noted already. The faculty member could provide a letter, or we could have letters at the check-in counter for people who do come to campus. And I'm guessing, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm guessing that the library faculty and staff would know who's coming regularly. So we've been getting updates from the library on how many patrons have been in the space over the course of the week, and it's first day, Monday, was 46, and Wednesday there were 22 folks who came to the campus. So it may be.
I might suggest also, it just might be easier for the student, for faculty to inform the students that if they're going to be traveling to and from school for whatever reason, to just print out their class schedule or yeah, something like that. Otherwise, it gets a little messy if you start to have to provide a whole bunch of letters out to the students.
That would work too. So if the faculty know that students, or just put an announcement in their La Lima site that if students, for students to print out their schedule and to keep it with them if they're traveling.
Louise,
Yes, Dave.
I was thinking even
Oh,
just,
sorry.
oh,
Go
maybe,
Nava.
maybe just uploading something into La Lima for them. Because I'm just thinking if, I don't know how many students actually have printers. So that may be difficult for them. I'm thinking of an online way of them having it on their phone or something that they could just
Okay.
show.
Better yet. Thanks. There's a
Hi,
question.
Louise.
Hello, Dave. Go.
It's me, Dave. Yeah, I don't, we've had so many different conversations with so many different people. I don't really remember who I had this conversation with, but there was some conversation about, yes, I'm designated as essential and here's my credentials. And I don't remember what that exactly meant, but is there somebody with the state that we could get some direction from on that?
We've been listed by the governor and the mayor as an essential business.
Sure, but how do we prove that? Is I think what we're asking at this particular point.
That's why we've drafted a letter that says Dave Evans is providing an essential service and he is allowed to do that kind of thing. I mean, it's a little bit more formal than that, but that's the gist of it. So that's something that will be signed by your dean on letterhead paper.
And of course, they should just know by looking at me that I provide an essential service, shouldn't they? No?
You're in higher education, that's all that's needed. That is essential. Okay, let's see. There was a question about grading. Folks on the mainland, yes, they've made pass, no pass as the default option. There is still conversation about that right now to make it possible. So there are reasons why credit, no credit is okay for some things and not okay for other things. And that's what's holding up the larger conversation as to making that possible for everybody. So there are some programs where you can't do credit, no credit, and there are some other reasons, degree requirements, etc. So they are having a conversation about that.
Hi, Louise.
Yes, Maria.
The conversation at the BCAA meeting was to make the letter grade still be the default grade. And once the students see their grades, then they can opt for credit, no credit. So it's the other way around. Instead of being the credit, no credit as the default, make the letter grade be the default, and then the students will just ask for credit, no credit.
If we do that, then we have to extend the change of grade past April 30th.
Yeah.
And we have to make it possible for the class to be, or the course to be credit, no credit, because some courses don't allow that option right now. So it's going into banner, changing the banner setting. And I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Aloha, Louise. Has there been any discussion about changing or adding to the catalog any statement about the institution's flexibility for changes? Are we needing to put anything into the 2020-21 catalog?
There has been no discussion of that, but it will probably need to be something, just because spring 2020 or AY, 2019, 2020 is an anomaly and everything is different. So there'll probably be something necessary somewhere that, hey.
Because back in the day when we had Bob LeClaire here, he would word things in the correct legalese for the catalog. But
yeah, I'm sure there'll be some discussions as a system. And
okay, thank you.
We'll make sure. Okay. Yeah, thank you for your suggestions about wording, I think. So did we come up with something that says to include something in La Lima so that students have it on their phone? Is that right? Or through announce? Lisa, did you want to say something? Can I?
No,
Okay, I just see your picture show up. Nice.
thank you.
What was that? Okay. Can there be a form letter sent to students? I think it would be better given, as Nava pointed out, that it should be a digital something that students could show somebody on their phone if they had to. This is sounding so much like the East Berlin Wall, I promise. This is just awful. Let me talk to Noel when he's back online and see what would work best from his point of view.
Yeah, there was a question from Tiffany from our OTA program wanting to know, our students that are still able to complete their experiences out in the clinical site, they may be stopped as well. So they might not even be heading here, but I'm hoping that if they were to have an ID that indicates they're a health student, that would be okay, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I think we have to give this a little bit more thought here. Other questions?
Luis, there's a question about paychecks.
Could that paycheck be mailed since that's a Thanksgiving, the 405, the 420 paycheck will be mailed. Will it be mailed, Brian?
Yeah, no, so I responded to Catherine on a private chat, but basically we don't want to mail out the 4-5 paychecks simply for the reason that we don't know that all of those individuals who have paper checks will be able to or have updated to their current address. Once we mail them out, it'll get stuck in postal limbo, and then the individual gets stuck without getting a check. So that's why we're asking everybody, please do it soon, so it'll hit for the 420, which is when we will mail.
So they need to make sure that their address is correct.
That's correct.
If they have to change it, how do they change it?
It's not that easy. And so I said in it to please contact HR and someone there can help you. I know you have to go to like the 2 databases, and that's the biggest reason why a lot of times paychecks or why addresses are not updated.
Okay. Am I missing other questions? Maria, you're watching for me?
Trying.
Okay, well, yeah. I just went back to the top and just saw that BLT is already set up in the library. Thank you very much. And Darsh is encouraging people to do direct deposit. Thanks, Darsh. I'm gonna double check. No, I think I got everything.
Luis?
Yes?
Yeah, do we have an update already about whether faculty need to do that work at home thing?
Waiting for it minute by minute here.
Okay.
I got side conversations about things that happened today in 2 different places, and the messages were a little bit different. So
okay.
I was told to wait until the guidance comes from HR Central. Lisa has a question. Yes, the air conditioning units are going to be shut off. Why? Save electricity. And there are louver windows. It's a little bit cool right now. I'm hoping that this is going to be workable.
Okay, well, since we have a bit of dead air here for just a second.
I could sing, though, Dave. You know
Yeah,
that.
right. Going back to the paycheck thing, I want to, most of you know that I'm not the most technically savvy person in the world. But today I deposited 2 checks to the UH Federal Credit Union from my phone. So I just wanted to brag about that. So I didn't have to go to a Federal Credit Union. I did it all on my phone.
Yay, Dave.
I'm so proud of you, Dave.
I have no idea how tickled I was.
Just imagine all of the time that saves about getting the envelope or going to the place. Yeah, it's terrific.
I don't think I'll ever leave the house again, to be quite honest with you.
Your dogs won't appreciate that. You must leave them. Okay. Oh, there's the change of address. Thank you, Darsh. So quick. Make sure your address, if you don't know that your address is correct. Is the system firm about not paying for ProctorU? Yes, but it is looking into other things. So that's Della Teraoka, who's now with the UHCC system office, has been doing some research, and they are looking at other options for online proctoring, but not using ProctorU. ProctorU has tripled its fee, and we are not going to do that. It's just too expensive.
But there was the rest of her question.
Let's see. It's $30 per check. I mean, not my synapses are crossing. It's $30 per exam. Sherry, did you want to say something?
No, sorry, my daughter touched the thing.
That's okay. I think you want to wait, Lisa. This is Lisa A. It's a lot to pay, to ask students to pay $30 for one test. So I would ask you to wait. There are lots of other options that people have tried, like creating a Zoom to watch all your students as they take an exam, which might be something you could do. Naba'a has a question about paychecks. Brian, you want to answer?
It's all covered in the email that I sent to the campus last week, but paychecks, there's only about 30 of them. And what's going to happen is mail is going to come, they're going to drop it off in my office. And that day, so the 5th is a Sunday, beginning on the 6th, individuals can come and pick up their checks in my office. Lima to 11.
Students too?
Hi.
Okay, that was yes. Okay, the nurses are having issues with not having a proctor test, is that right? Standardized testing is being done in the testing center until April 3rd, as far as I understand. If that's the standardized testing you're talking about, Laura. Brian, are you having an earthquake?
No, I'm typing.
Oh,
Trying to help you answer questions.
oh, okay, thanks.
I think to clarify the nursing question, they have, through the use of ATI, they use a special exam. They either have to have, you know, special proctor requirements if we were to do it ourselves, you know, face-to-face, or we have to use their third-party vendor that they've partnered with, which is ProctorU. So that's where the rub is it's not that they can use another thing. Their only options are to do it face-to-face using, the proctors have to go through special certification to do it face-to-face, or the only alternative is ProctorU, and that's where the challenge comes in. So my thought is that perhaps we see what we can do with the funds that nursing has in their account to see, you know, if we can look at doing that, because it is for just the one exam.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. So the nurses can have the conversation amongst themselves. Okay. Other questions?
I think we might know more next week about different proctoring options. That's what I found out. This is Candy, by the way, at the campus chair meeting today. They're actually supposed to make a decision on something today. I don't know if that's really going to happen, but everything is not going to work for everybody, right? So there's going to have to be lots of different ways and options that we do testing in our futures.
Yeah, thanks, Candy. More solid information on a bunch of things is still coming. Alfred, you want to come on campus tomorrow? The campus is accessible to faculty, students, and staff, so that's your call.
Thank you.
Sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Wash your hands many times. Take your wipes and wipe off all the surfaces that you have to touch. You know that the virus lives for hours on hard surfaces. So please.
Please sign in electronically. Thank you.
No problem. I did that today.
Good. Thanks, Alfred. Alfred, how do we do tango via Zoom? That's the question.
Imagination.
Okay. Yeah. Cue the music. Yes, Jamie, some real terrific tango music. That would be great. This is hard, you guys. Just even yesterday by myself at home all day, it was like, oh, can't do this. Thanks, Angela. Is Roman on the call? Let us know how that LOL challenge went yesterday. Was it yesterday? Roman.
Oh, hello. This is Roman here. Yeah, it was on Monday the 23rd. So last.
Oh, sorry. How'd it go?
It was on Monday. It went really well. I think there were about either 10 to 15 students. I think most were from Kapiolani, and the students who put on the tournament think it really went really well, and they did a really good job. So they're looking forward to doing it again. Hopefully, maybe a different game or different games throughout the semester.
Wow. Wow.
That'd be great. We so need to keep our students close as digitally possible. Tetris, Alfie says. Maybe we should set something up for faculty too. I'm not a gamer, but.
Yeah, it would be fun to have maybe like play against administrators.
Oh, not fair. Let's do College Bowl. I can do that. I don't know about games. But yeah, I think we do need to make sure we can keep community alive on the campus.
That would be entertaining, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. The Padlet is really great. Oh, look, Alfred. Look at that. You get to have rolls of toilet paper if you post a tango video. That's gold.
Wow. So, okay, I'll check it out.
Pictionary via Zoom. Oh yeah, that would be good for me. Or Scrabble. Okay. Zoom bingo. That's more my speed. Yeah, okay, let's think about that, you guys. Maybe we can do Friday afternoon game time. We tried to do that in the cafeteria one time with board games. It just never worked, but maybe online works better. I did Pong, just so you guys know. I played Pong. Yes, we're all very isolated. BYOB if you're at home, yes. And don't need to drive afterwards. That would be good. A Zoom happy hour. Oh, yeah. Okay, you guys, getting punchy Friday afternoon. Bring your own books. Yeah, I'm reading. Actually, I've tried Audible books because now I can't go to the gym. I'm walking in the mornings before coming to work. And it's actually working because I'm listening to a mystery. So it's like, I gotta go and walk because I gotta find out what's happening in this. And it's an Irish story. So it's, the reader is reading with an Irish accent, and it just gets me up in the morning to find out what's going on with my novel.
I think Lisa Aganon had a question.
Lisa Aganon had a question. Chocolate hour for Susan J. Okay, where's Lisa's question? Lot A continue to be open. No, I believe Lot A will be closed, but you can get close to Copico through going through the Cactus Road to the back of the library. And then it's just up the steps. Okay, let's see. Drinking games. As long as we're doing it from home, you guys. Thanks, Angela, reminding us of what the facilities requests are. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Okay.
Sorry, back to the drinking game, social distancing, and social distancing. Okay.
Wait, I got my woe cup. See, whoa.
Yay, Dave.
You. Yeah, you guys are cuckoo. You're gonna get me in trouble. All right. This has been such a trying week, you guys. I'm thankful that you have your sense of humor intact. Other thoughts? We all need to increase. Neat. 50% off your takeout tonight? Oh. CPB. Sponsoring. I like sponsoring. That's much better than sponsoring. It's what you do when you're sitting around the house.
Yeah, I think Flo's link is at the very top of the chat. The CPB is offering 50% off selected restaurants, but there's a ton of them. There's dozens. You have to save the receipt, and it's only good for today, so check out the link. Save those restaurants.
Okay. I'm trying to eat out twice a week, which I normally don't do, but I do now. Joe Yoshida, shame on you. That would not be a good, no. No. We'd be out real quick. Oy. Okay. Flo's put the link. Thank you. All right. Last call for questions. Wear your favorite hat. Okay, we could do that. The next Zoom meeting will be on Tuesday. We are going to be going to a Tuesday, Thursday schedule Tuesdays at 3:30 and Thursdays at 3:30 for the campus-wide meetings. If something happens that's urgent, I would expect us to chime in real quick. It's just a question of getting interpreters set up. So I'm not, I don't want to go too far away from Tuesday, Thursdays. Be paying attention to our COVID-19 website. Thank you, Jamie, for keeping it updated and making sure that everything is there. Be paying attention to your email because the president puts out stuff. And if we become aware of any really, really important information that the campus needs to have right away, we'll put that out through announce. Final thoughts? Okay.
Louise?
Everybody have a great weekend. Maria, you wanted to say something?
Susan J is asking if the Zoom meeting can be later because the VCs are in other meetings.
When are your VC meetings?
Usually it's at 3:30, like no hours.
Same time, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, how long are your meetings?
Depends.
So we should have ours before, actually, to be better.
Yeah.
2:30?
Yeah. But updates will not be. Right? We get to know what things happen or decisions.
4:30? That makes it difficult for people.
Too late, yeah.
Want to change a day? What, your meetings are every day, Maria?
The Cacalda meets every day, 3:30. I don't go. No, because Della takes the notes for us.
Okay, okay. So what?
But no, Yao goes, right? Because
I see.
Nobody else was gonna take notes for him.
The other option is just to do it the next day in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's gonna, yeah, then we have our 10 o'clock meeting with Erica. So we could have a 11 o'clock meeting or 1 o'clock meeting, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that will work.
1 o'clock going once. 1 o'clock Tuesday, Thursday? Wednesday, Friday? No, Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock? Going once. Everybody okay? Okay. 1 o'clock Wednesday, Friday. Going once. Okay, we have to make arrangements then.
Is this beginning next week?
Yes. Okay, we're gonna say it's Monday, Wednesday, not Monday, Wednesday, no, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock. Okay. So now I gotta change everybody's calendar. I have other meetings I will have to change, sorry. That's okay, minor. Okay. Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock. Okay, got it? Everybody okay? All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay home, wash your hands, sanitize all surfaces, and be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Social distance, social distancing, social distancing. That's 3 times. I get to have 3 shots later on tonight. Okay. Happy weekend, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
all.
Aloha, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Chancellor.
Bye, Dave. Cheater.